We're going to be looking at volume of prisms in this one, particularly volume of right rectangular prisms and volume of triangular prisms. So volume is the amount of space occupied by an object. The basic formula to find the volume of any object is to multiply the area of the base of that object times the height of it, or V equals A times H. Now it'll depend on what kind of object you have as to what the base is. So in a rectangular prism, obviously the base is a rectangle. So it will be area of the base times the height, which turns out to be length times width times height. So if we looked at this rectangular prism right here, volume equals length times width times height, which is 20 times 5 times 4. They don't have to be in any particular order necessarily for volume. So 20 times 5 times 4 is 400 centimeters cubed. And that's what your units are for volume. So that's how you're going to find out rectangular prism volume. So let's do another example. Remember, the orientation of the rectangular prism doesn't actually matter because we're finding the space inside of it. So a deck of 54 cards fits in a box shaped like a right rectangular prism. The box has dimensions 6.5 centimeters by 9 centimeters by 1.6 centimeters. What is the volume? So I'm going to write my formula each time. Volume equals length times width times height, which equals 9 times 6.5 times 1.6. So if we did 9 times 6.5 times 1.6, that would equal 93.6 centimeters cubed. So that's right rectangular prisms. Let's have a look at triangular prisms. It's the same basic formula. So area of the base times the length or height, depending on the way it's sitting. So the volume for this is still the area times the, we're going to say height on this one. Okay, so this would be 12 times 9. So that's 108 centimeters cubed. Now, most of the time, you're not going to be given the base area. You're going to have to find the base area for the triangular prism. So let's look at the next one. Okay, this one, now the base is a triangle because it's a triangular prism. So the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. That's of the triangular base here. Okay, my length is going to be 10 centimeters. So instead of height now, I'm going to actually say length. So this is of the triangular base here. So my base for that is 6. My height is 5. Divide that by 2 times a length of 10 centimeters. So I find that, and what I'm going to end up with is 6 times 5 is 30, divided by 2 is 15, times 10 is 150 centimeters cubed. Let's do another example of that. So volume, so the area of the base is base times height divided by 2 times the length of my triangular prism. So this is going to be 4 times 3 divided by 2 multiplied by the length of 20 meters. So this would be 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 2 is 120 meters cubed. One more example of this. It says, what is the attic's volume? Okay, so my attic is here. My base is 8 meters, height is 3, and length is 10 meters. So what I'm going to do is volume equals base times height divided by 2 times the length. Base is 8 times the height of 3 divided by 2 times the length of 10. And what I end up getting there is 120 meters cubed. So that is volume of rectangular and triangular prisms.